Miles Sweet with Project Bigwood, and today on the Bigwood River Breakdown, we're looking at why does the Bigwood close and stay closed until Memorial Day weekend. The main reason for this closure is because of the spawning season of our native redband rainbow trout that live here in the Bigwood. That's when the majority of the fish will start their process of spawning. The first step can be migration. In the Bigwood, we have a large diversity of distances that fish travel before they spawn. Some spawn kind of right next to where they hang out all year. Some will move even into a tributary in the upper parts of the system. There's a lot of variation in that. Once they find their spot that they want to spawn, they usually start by, the males will be kind of competing and battling with other males to stay right behind a female, while the female is kind of selecting the right place in the river to build a redd. A redd is basically a little nest that the female fish builds in the bottom of the river. It's basically a little depression in the gravel that they'll make with their tail by kind of going sideways and kicking down into the gravel. And it's kind of two parts to that. One part is they make a little depression for their eggs to sit in and not get pushed away by the current, obviously. But another big part of that is to rid the larger substrate of the small sediment in between it to allow airflow and water flow to those eggs once they cover them up after they're laid. Once they make that redd though, the female will come over top the redd and basically release her eggs and move forward usually. And right after she moves forward, the male, or sometimes a couple males if they're still competing, will come in and milt right over those eggs. And once the milt has hit the eggs, the female then comes back around and basically covers up those eggs with a soft layer of gravel. In these redds or nests, a female rainbow trout can lay anywhere between 400 to 3,000 eggs. And that's really dependent on the quality of habitat the fish lives in, how many calories it's gotten in the previous season, and that sort of thing. But there's a really high diversity in the number of eggs in each of these redds. They need 4 to 6 weeks undisturbed, right? So even a dog stepping on them, you stepping on them, any sort of thing like that can adversely affect the insemination rate of some of those redds. So while the closure begins April 1st and goes to the 24th, the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, there'll still be some spawning activity before and definitely after that date. So even after, the fishing's back on and we're all out there, be on the lookout because some fish will still be completing their reproduction cycle. And the more redds we leave undisturbed, eventually will lead to, the more fish we have an opportunity to fish to. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Bigwood River Breakdown.